In today's video, the first letter of their team name will decide what squad they're on. Of course, Kyler Murray, the former first-round pick of the Oakland Athletics, is the quarterback for the A squad, man. Cordero, James Conner, a nice 1-2 punch. Wide receivers looking pretty good, man. Robbie was making like one-handed catches. He out here balling. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Ertz. Defense, you have 3 superstars. So, hey, man, Grady Jarrett also has that capability. I can see them squeaking into the playoffs. Now on to the Bs. Low-key one of my least favorite insects, but they're going to be in nothing but thrillers. Josh Allen leading the way. You have Lamar Jackson, Singletary, and Dobbins at running back. You have Diggs, Davis, McKenzie, Duvernay. So it's pretty much the Bills receiving core plus Mandrews. O-line's pretty solid. 2 X factors and 5 superstars on defense. Easily the best defense we've seen so far. We've only seen 2 teams, but still 90 overall. The C squad has 4 different teams to choose from. You have the Cincinnati Bengals, the Cleveland Browns, the Carolina Panthers, and the Chicago Bears. They're a 92 overall, highest overall we've seen so far, with Joe Burr leading the way at quarterback. Nick Chubb and Mixon. Kareem Hunt, your number 3. Cooper, Chase, Higgins, Moore, and Boyd. Boyd is their number 5. Mooney's their number 6. Only 3 guys with abilities on defense, but everyone is at least star. So this is a very well-rounded team. A lot of depth on this squad. I would not be shocked to see them go far. Lions are the team that we're going to use for the D squad. We have them, the Denver Broncos, and the Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott leading the way for the D squad. Dangerous Wilson and Jared Goff. Zeke, Pollard, Javonte, and DeAndre Swift. Not to mention Jamal Williams, the touchdown machine. Wide receivers are nasty. Now that Amon-Ra has abilities. Micah Parsons, of course. 2 guys with abilities in the secondary. Good luck passing against them. Okuda in a slot. You have D-Law and Hutchinson, man. This team is looking pretty good. 90 overall. They're going to be a tough out. Now, we had no E. Obviously, we had no F. So next up, of course, is G with the Green Bay Packers. It's just the Green Bay Packers, the regular team. As for H, we had the Houston Texans. It's just going to be them. At I, we have the Indianapolis Colts. Once again, they're by themselves. For J, we had the Jacksonville Jaguars, who have low-key been looking pretty decent. The lone K squad is the Kansas City Chiefs, who have Mahomes and Kelsey. I mean, they should be okay. Now on to the L squad. We have the Las Vegas Raiders, the Los Angeles Chargers, and the Los Angeles Rams, who have been looking pretty good, man. Baker Mayfield, shout out to him for that game winner. That was beautiful. But he's not even the 3rd best quarterback on his own team. Stafford, Derek Carr, and Justin Herbert all in front of him. You have Jacobs and Eckler at running back, along with Akers, Devontae Keenan, Cooper Kupp, and Mike Williams. Best wide receiver core in the entire simulation. Not to mention Waller, Everett, and Higbee. They have 8 X factors on defense, people. And then another starter with abilities, man. I don't know how anyone's going to move on them. This could be like 2000 Baltimore Ravens-esque, the dominant numbers they're about to put up. On to the M's. We have the Miami Dolphins and the Minnesota Vikings. Tua Tagovailoa at quarterback for them. Kirk Cousins going to be the backup. You have Cook and Most at running back, along with obviously Jeff Wilson. Tyreek Hill, along with Jay Jettas, Jalen Waddle, and Adam Thielen. We might have just seen the 2 best wide receiver cores back to back. Like, that is just ridiculous. Hawkinson, Gesicki, 5 superstars, no X factors on the M team's defense though. So that's where they're stepping down a notch as opposed to the L team, but not many people are going to stack up to that squad. As for the N squad, the New England Patriots, the New York Jets, the New Orleans Saints, and the New York Giants. 75 overall Mac Jones is the highest overall quarterback on those 4 teams. You have famous Jameis and Daniel Jones, Saquads and Kamara, along with Damian Harris, Breece Hall. Wide receivers are pretty good. You have MT, Olave, Myers, Sterling, Garrett Wilson, who needs to get some more take. I'm gonna move him up in the depth chart. I'm sorry. Taysom at tight end, along with Conklin and Hunter Henry. O-line is very good. Front 7's even better, man. You have 3 X factors on the entire defense. 2 other guys with abilities. Sauce Gardner might have ability. I'm pretty sure he's superstar. So yeah, this defense is one of the better ones we've seen. Of course, there was no team for the O squad. However, the P's end up being the Pennsylvania team. You have Pittsburgh Steelers and Philadelphia Eagles. The Steagles are an 89 overall. Jalen has abilities now. It's about damn time. Let's go. Kenny Pickett at backup. You have Booby, Najee Harris, AJ Brown with X Factor. Well deserved, man. Deontay Johnson, Pickens, Smitty, Dallas Goedert, and Pat Freiermuth. 2 guys who are top 10 at their position, in my opinion, man. O-line's looking good. Big play Slay has X Factor. Factor now, so you have 3 guys with X Factor, 3 other guys with abilities, and a lot of depth, man. This defense, this is a sleeper. There's no Q squad, there's no R squad. However, there is an S. The San Francisco 49ers combining with the Seattle Seahawks to create a very solid 88 overall. Geno leading the way. McCaffrey, Kenneth Walker, and Elijah Mitchell. You have Debo, DK, and Tyler Lockett along with Ayuk. George Kittle. O-line's a little bit below average compared to the ones we've seen, but they still have a 99 overall left tackle. 3 guys with abilities on defense. I was expecting a little bit better, but this is still a solid team, man. 88 overall. You cannot sleep on them, especially not that offense. As for the T squad, of course, we have TB12, Tom Brady leading the way, man. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Tennessee Titans. Brady plus Derrick Henry. You give him an elite running game, man. Good luck stopping him. Fournette is the backup. Evans, Godwin, Julio, Robert Woods, and Treylon Burks. I'm gonna have to move him up, get him some more playing time. Defense is phenomenal. You have, what, 5 guys with abilities. Everyone else is almost stars except for 1 starter. So yeah, they're gonna be another tough out. We have one more team, and that is the W's, the Washington Commanders. Final team in this experiment. 16 teams in this video, man. A lot of teams combined into one. So now we simulate to the playoffs and see which one of these teams had the best season. If you subscribe right now, maybe your team will rise to the top. Go ahead and make it happen, man. It takes 2 seconds and it's free. Also, like the video while you're down there, man. If you guys want to see more videos like this, obliterate that like button. And all 7 AFC teams made it, man. The Colts with the best record tied with the Bengals, 15-2. Remember, the Bengals are the C squad. The Bills are the B squad. So, hey, they're both in the top 3 in their conference. The Dolphins, the M squad go 13-4. The Jaguars, the Jays, 12-5. The K's with the Chiefs, 9-8. And then the H's, the Texans, go 9-8. The A squad didn't make it in the NFC. The Cardinals plus the Falcons go 7-10. The G squad, the Packers, only go 9-8. Still respectable because they were by themselves. But the W's ended up going 11-6. The Washington Commanders. The S squad, the Niners, and the Seahawks go 11-6. The N squad, 13-4. Remember, that was Patriots, Jets, Saints, and Giants. The D squad, the Lions go 14-3. The P squad, 14-3. The L squad goes 15-2, second best in the NFC. But no one could stop the T squad, 17-0. Brady is trying to complete that undefeated season. Kyler Murray was doing his thing on the A squad, 4,200 yards, 28 touchdowns, only 13 picks. Patterson, 1,200 yards rushing, 9 tutties. Hopkins had 1,000 yards for them. And JJ Watt led them in sacks with 9. Almost 50 touchdowns for Josh Allen on the B squad. 6 interceptions, over 5,000 passing yards. Singletary had 20 touchdowns, 1,200 yards on the ground. 2,000-yard receivers, Gabe Davis and Diggs. 3 guys had double-digit receiving touchdowns. Bateman was right there with 8. But there's a new sheriff in town when it comes to the most sacks ever in a season. Von Miller, 27. New NFL record. The C squad, led by Joe Burrow, 40 touchdowns, 9 picks, 4,800 yards. Very solid, very respectable, man. Chubb and Mixon combined for 2,000 rushing yards and 30 touchdowns. Kareem added 6. 2,000-yard receivers once again. Jamar Chase and Amari Cooper. 3 guys had double-digit sacks. Garrett, Burns, and Brown. Dak Prescott had a solid season for the D squad. 72% completion percentage, 39 tutties, 5,000 yards, only 14 picks. Zeke had 1,400 yards, 18 touchdowns on the ground. And another team with 2,000-yard receivers. CD was almost number 3. He was 9 yards short, but Amon-Ra and Cortland Sutton were bald. 21.5 sacks for D-Law, representing in Detroit. 2 guys with double-digit sacks for the Packers. Rodgers had a decent season, could have been better. And Aaron Jones went bonkers on the ground. 1,500 yards rushing, 21 touchdowns. Only 10 less than Mills had throwing. Over on the H squad, the Texans, man, 10 picks, actually not that bad. Damian Pierce, 1,200 yards, 8 touchdowns. Brandon Cooks and Chris Moore, who's been balling lately, both get 1,000 yards on a season. Greenard and Hughes both have double-digit sacks. The Jaguars representing for the J squad. Lawrence had 34 touchdowns, only 9 picks, really good season. ETN, 1,200 yards, 12 tutties. That praise for Christian Kirk needs to be as loud as the disrespect was. I remember when he got that contract, everyone was clowning him. Now look at him, 1,000-yard season like it's easy. Evan Ingram as well. 14 sacks for Josh Allen. Yes, sir. You knew Mahomes would ball out for the K squad. Almost 5,000 yards, 39 touchdowns, 14 picks, 10 touchdowns on the ground for Edwards-Helaire. Kadarius and Kelsey both had a 1,000-yard season. It's fitting that two guys at the top both had K's in their name. And then on defense, Chris Jones had 10.5 sacks, 47 touchdowns, only 4 picks for Justin Herbert on the L squad. Jacobs also had 1,300 yards on the ground, 16 touchdowns. Eckler had 8. He also caught 6 more receiving touchdowns. Herbert spread the ball around really nicely. 2,000-yard receivers. Remember, they had Adams and Cooper Kupp. 19 touchdowns, by the way, for him. If Khalil Mack was in any other simulation, he would have the new NFL record, but now he's second all time behind Von Miller with 26.5 sacks. Crosby had 16. Donald and Jones had 13. How are you going to pass against this team? Well, luckily for the M's, they have Tua Tagovailoa, who gets rid of the ball with the quickness. 42 touchdowns, 7 picks, and also a phenomenal run game. Dalvin Cook, 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns. Tyreek, 1,000-yard season, 10 touchdowns. Same with Hawkinson. Jay Jettis had 9 touchdowns, not 1,000 yards for him or Waddle though. Meanwhile, Danielle Hunter and Bradley Chubb both had double-digit sacks. Mac Jones had a nice season for the N squad. 5,000 yards, 45 touchdowns, only 13 picks. He played better than I thought he would, man. Saquon, 1,600 yards, 25 touchdowns. Him and Kamara combined for 35 on the ground. 3,000-yard receivers. I'm pretty sure that's the first time we've seen that in this video. Olave, Jacoby, and MT. Meanwhile, Olave led the way, 14 receiving touchdowns. That dude's a superstar in the making. And then Quinnen and Cameron Jordan both had 10+ sacks. My team, man, the P squad didn't do so hot at quarterback. I thought Hurts would do better. 36 touchdowns, 10 picks. He had 4 more on the ground, so that's 40 touchdowns, only 10 picks. We had 25 combined rushing touchdowns from our 2 starting running backs, Najee and Booby. Smitty had over 1,000 yards, but he was the only 1,000-yard receiver. We were a running team for the most part, man. The P squad was pounding the rock. You see what I did there, man? TJ Watt, almost 20 sacks to lead the way. Geno Smith was surprisingly spectacular for the S squad. 38 touchdowns, 5 picks, over 4,000 yards. 1,400 for McCaffrey, 11 touchdowns. Debo added 4. Kenneth Walker added 6. 2,000-yard receivers, man. DK and Debo. 13 touchdowns through the air for Mr. Metcalf. 3 guys with double-digit sacks on the S squad. Look out for them. Tom Brady with a 5,000-yard season. Not the most touchdowns, 34 for the T squad, but look at Henry. 33 rushing touchdowns. New NFL record. Somehow we still had 2,000-yard receivers, Mike Evans and Godwin. 3 guys once again with double-digit sacks on this team. And then finally Carson Wentz and the W's, man. He had 29 touchdowns, 11 picks. No 1,000-yard rushers, but Robinson had 12 touchdowns on the ground. McLaurin with a 1,000-yard season. Man, Jahan Dotson, 15 receiving touchdowns. And then 15.5 sacks for Chase Young, 10.5 for Jonathan Allen. From one Allen to another, Josh wins the MVP for the B squad. But it's the Bengals and the C squad who make it to the Super Bowl. They're playing against the T squad, Tampa Bay, who went undefeated. This is a possible undefeated season for Tom Brady. They took care of business against some really good squads, most notably the P squad in the NFC Championship game, 38-44. Meanwhile, the C squad took care of business against the Eyes. Indianapolis made it all the way to the AFC Championship game by themselves, man. They didn't combine with anyone else, so credit to them for getting that far. But now we have 2 super teams going at it. Hey, my squad made it all the way to the conference championship, so I'm not too mad about it, okay? We lost to a juggernaut, a team that's literally undefeated, has not lost the entire season. Let's see what the flag is. Wow, JOK roughing the passer. Brady on 2nd and 9, great protection. Top of the screen, Julio can't get his feet in bounds. He needs to channel that other Julio that had one of the nastiest catches in Super Bowl history. Let's see what happens. Brady, one-on-one coverage. Look at Evans. Lawson, folks, spinning his way in for the touchdown. The T squad has taken the lead. Now it's time to see if the C squad can keep the chains moving, man. 3rd and 10, down 4, less than 3 minutes left. 4-man rush for Burrow. Getting hit as he throws it over the middle. That's a laser. No huddle. Less than a minute and 20 seconds after this play. So much time. He could probably take off. Instead, he's going to the end zone. Wide open. Touchdown. The C squad takes the lead. Amari Cooper. Hey, I could low-key claim the C squad because my first letter of my first name It's a C. I'm just saying it's my backup squad, but hey, the T squad not going out like that. This is what I was afraid about, man. Tom Brady with plenty of time, over a minute left, 3 timeouts. All he has to do is get in field goal range. You already know what's pretty much going to happen. Just get ready for overtime. Yes, sir. We got overtime in the big game. Let's see who wins the toss. It goes to the C squad.
A few moments later.
They're going to settle for the 3 and hope their defense can save the day. Here we go. Tom Brady has a chance in overtime. That's all you can really ask for. Just making sure both teams have a chance. So there's really no excuse. He gets at least 3. Then we're going to keep playing. Let's see what the flag is. Wow. The second roughing the passer penalty. This time it's on Brian Burns. It came at a very crucial time. Let's see what Brady does. So much great protection. He's going to the top of the screen. That's caught by Mike Evans. This has been a phenomenal finish to this video. I don't know how in the world we went to overtime, and I don't know how Brady did it. The first undefeated season, him and Evans connect for the game-winning touchdown, and that's what happens when the first letter of their team name decides their team. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, you know what to do. Don't forget to subscribe for new. Brady is just different. Like he had one other team to add to his, and he still ended up winning. Other teams were combining into from like 4 to 1. The guy is just, he's not human. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.
Stunning like I hit the jackpot. He don't wanna catch a fade. I'ma really get him blacked out. He ain't really about that life. Better breathe before you tap. Bop, steady rocking with the stripes. I'ma really get him checked. Everybody getting checks. Everybody getting bags. Will it end? Will it last? Rental cars going fast.
Please don't say you wanna be friends. In my dreams we play pretend.